After completing the Clifton Strengths survey, I was actually surprised to find some of my strengths to be my strengths. Other ones I was well aware of, including individualization, context, and restorative, especially individualization and context. These two, they've always been part of my life where I've always really been in touch and in tune with other people's feelings, being able to really understand who people are as individuals, and really get to the bottom of who they are and how they feel in certain ways and certain ideas. With these two, I feel that they're going to be very, very essential for me in order to be an effective teacher down the road, as far as better understanding my students and being able to provide differentiation for those who need that. Specifically, and even those who don't need it but just need a different emotional support. It allows me to really get insight on who they are as people and actually see what's going on and what's wrong outside the classroom, rather than just what's right inside of the classroom. Being able to be a problem solver, I feel, is something that I learned throughout my educational process at APU. I felt like I was never like this, and I was actually kind of surprised by it. But when I come to think about it, it makes a lot of sense, being in physical education, that we have to be really adaptive to what's going on in our environment. That includes something as simple as rainy days, odd number amount of kids, if the field's wet, if certain things like that are just something different and we need to think on the go. I believe that my prior education and my field work has provided me with a newfound of restoration in order to be adaptive in those type of situations. And I was actually surprised by that result, but it makes a lot of sense to me. Belief was a huge one for me as well. I've noticed this throughout my life, that my core beliefs have always been my main focus and how they drive me and push me to becoming the person that I want to be. I've had people in my life before that don't necessarily agree what I agree with, who are very close to me, and unfortunately, because of my belief system, I push them away. Not saying that it's a good thing or a bad thing, but it definitely has something to do with the drive that I have as a person. And it allows me to be who I want to be, and it allows me to push aside people who are the naysayers who say that I can't accomplish stuff. So it's a very meaningful trait to me because it values my core ethics and my belief as a Christian man, that I will always continue to pursue God in everything that I do, despite what others might tell me. Now, the last one was very surprising to me. That was positivity. I never really thought of myself as a positive person, honestly. I didn't think that I would be the glass half full kind of guy. But when I think about it, I kind of am. Even though trials come my way and things get hard and difficult for me, whether it's in school, whether it's in work, whether it's in life, I always find a way to overcome those things and those obstacles, and I'm able to just push forward. And every single time that happens, I'm able to celebrate achievement, not only with myself, but with other people too. It's kind of funny though, because like positivity says that you're lighthearted. Sometimes you're lacking energy and optimism. But it's just because I can see that, because when I get pressured, it sometimes happens where I feel like I'm set back, but at the same time I'm able to cope with those setbacks and able to push forward regardless of what was happening. Overall, the strengths survey, I feel like, has done wonders for me as far as opening up who I am as a person, and it's been able to connect my personality along with my strengths now, knowing what type of person that I am. Being an introverted person, it allows me to use these strengths to get more of an extroverted side, to provide for my students and my colleagues, so that I can one day use them to build a promising curriculum to provide differentiation and provide a strong, safe, and effective emotional environment for all my students.